Yeah, I hope everybody's well. Yeah, I don't know what it is. We just get so much rain at the moment, just incessant rain. So it doesn't, I don't mind it being cold. I'd rather it be cold and bright, but it's not. I mean, look at the roads. So much standing water everywhere. It's quite dangerous. I've noticed now the roads, especially down here in Cornwall, a lot of the roads are actually starting to break up, and there's lots of big potholes and stuff like that. So it's just not very good at all. So I'm just coming down into a little place called Lockingate, which is not far from Bugle. Anybody who comes down here on holiday probably might come through Bugle on the way to the coast. Great to get some questions as well. Lots of people, well, quite a few people have asked a few questions about the job, and people have had interviews and stuff, what to expect on the interview and stuff like that. I mean, I think they're all a little bit different. My interview was very relaxed, probably because a friend of mine worked for them, and I was already working for Morrison's at the time, and Tesco's were looking for staff, and he said come down. Anyway, I went down and had quite an informal chat with the manager, and yeah, it was all pretty straightforward, to be quite frank with you. And then I had to go for a driving assessment. Now, I'm not sure if Tesco's are still doing the driving assessments. We've had a couple of new starters who have joined us, and they're not having a driving assessment now. They've sort of budded up with other drivers, sort of thing. So yeah, and then gone that way doing it, and then having an observed drive with the manager, which is a bit strange when they used to have driver trainers. So I don't know, I'm not quite sure of the process with Tesco's at the moment. But then on Morrison's, it was basically you went out with another driver, and the manager would have a word with that driver and say, well, is he all right or she all right, safe, etc. One or two people have asked me about the job. There's a guy, I think it's from Ocado, if I remember rightly, he just started and he was struggling a bit to get on time. Well, when you first start, you obviously don't know where you're going, you don't know the drops, you're not sure where to park, you're probably being a bit extra careful as well, and it just takes time, it just takes a little bit of time. And I was exactly the same. Most of my runs I was behind to start with. It just took a little bit of time. I made a few mistakes, and a few errors, and that happens, but they're pretty good with you like that, and it's just then it all sort of falls into place. And I find with most jobs, once you start them, you sort of, it's nice on that car. Most jobs, whenever you start a new job, it's difficult to start with, and then you sort of fall into what you're supposed to do. So we're just coming down to the A30, and I'll be actually going onto the A30 tonight, and then heading up towards Bodmin, and then it's going across to Liskeard. Like I say, it's all pretty straightforward tonight. And now I've got 2 drops left, and they're all on pretty much on main roads, so it's pretty easy. So, nice. This is not an extra, but I've swapped to Monday. Last week I came back on my motorcycle trip, and they asked me if I wanted to have Monday night off, and it suited me to have Monday off, and then work this Saturday evening. So I'm doing actually Saturday evening, Sunday evening, and then Monday evening, and then back into my normal shifts. Anyway, I'll bring you back in a little while.